Controversial one this. Going viral, especially as a small creator, could be the worst thing that ever happens to your YouTube channel. There, I've said it, I can't unsay it. Absolutely, a single piece of viral content can bring in tons of views, likes, comments and shares. However, this sweet spot is incredibly difficult to achieve, almost impossible to replicate and therefore completely unsustainable. So in this video, I'm going to show you the dark side of going viral that no one talks about and share with you 8 reasons why trying to go viral is just a bad strategy. I got a question for you. What would you consider the threshold for a YouTube video going viral? 100,000 views? 1 million views? More? Let us know in the comments below. And make sure you stick around to the end because we'll talk about why that answer is important. Okay, so why is viral content hard to achieve? Well, because the internet is unpredictable. It's really hard to know what will resonate with a broad audience of millions of people and what will fall flat. This is why planning to go viral is not a reliable strategy. If your #1 priority when making content is to chase a viral trend, then I'm afraid you're disregarding your target audience. And so if that video happens to go viral, you'll likely attract the wrong people to your channel. Now, if your content doesn't align with your niche, what's going to happen is that you will gain thousands of followers or subscribers who simply aren't interested in what you do next. I made this exact mistake a few years back on this channel when I started sporadically chasing the viral PewDiePie vs T-Series subscriber race. Loads of people came to our channel, but they didn't stick around. They were interested in YouTube education. They wanted the YouTube drama. And unsurprisingly, all of these PewDiePie vs T-Series videos kind of annoyed our core audience. Now for us, these viral moments were a minor inconvenience. But what if your content goes viral in a really negative way? It could have a devastating impact on your channel, your branding, your reputation. For the benefit of your entertainment, there is an entire Reddit community dedicated to negative buzz called Fellow Kids, where painfully misguided attempts by comms professionals to connect with the youths are roasted to hell. You know, there's a very delicate balance between marketing yourself as authentic or coming across as inauthentically authentic and then having yourself mocked online for the rest of eternity. Now, of course, going viral can be a very exciting thing. All of those views, comments, likes, shares, engagement in a very short amount of time. It'll make you feel like $1,000,000, the king or queen of social media. And that feeling can get addictive. The problem is, it is such an extraordinary emotional high that's incredibly difficult to replicate through the nature of viral content. But once you've had that high, you'll want to chase it again and again and again. That will distract you from your core audience and your core topic. And that was the YouTube drug we continued to pursue for almost a year. And sure, the viral moments felt good, but afterwards, we were still essentially in the same place. And then you have to stop and think about the viral trend itself. Before you press record, use a little common sense and ask these questions. Am I going to put myself or anyone else in danger by attempting to jump on this viral trend? There have been many controversial and dangerous trends that I'm not going to share on this video that in hindsight were really bad ideas. If you're prepared to put yourself or anyone else at risk for the sake of views, stop watching this video right now. I'm afraid we can't help you.
Nah, this looks safe.
Next up, we have a topic I always like to talk about: quantity versus quality. And both could be impacted by the pursuit of viral content. From the quality perspective, you could end up spending far too much time, energy, and indeed money making the perfect viral video, which actually has very little chance of success. Or from a quantity perspective, you could find yourself so desperate to get that viral content that you just chuck anything and everything against the wall to see what sticks. And none of it does. When you constantly focus on your target audience, it allows you to produce quality content on a consistent basis at a regular cadence. And over time, you will build a far more loyal and authentic fan base. Casey Neistat, he transformed the vlogging scene with his novel shooting techniques. Smosh, pioneers in the YouTube world for novel comedy sketches. And Rhett and Link, who are constantly producing fresh and unique content on their channel without having to abandon their originality. Now sure, all of those creators have had their viral moments, but they all came with their core audience in mind. I admit what I'm going to say next does sound a little corny, but it does put the point across quite succinctly. Social media is all about being social, whereas going viral, more often than not, is all about you. When you're focused on getting as many views and shares as possible, you've lost focus on creating value for your core audience. People can usually tell when you're trying to do that, when you're not being genuine and authentic, and it can be a real turn off for the audience. When you really care about your topics, that passion really comes through in the videos that you make. And that's a type of meaningful, worthwhile engagement your audience is looking for. And then we have the pressure to replicate that viral success. And unfortunately, 99.9% of that pressure is going to come from one source: you. Once you've had your proverbial 15 minutes of fame, you'll be asking yourself, how do I get this again? That's the addiction talking. And as you struggle to replicate this viral success, you'll start to worry that people simply don't like your content. You'll be constantly judging yourself on this viral platform of views and expectations that just a couple of weeks ago you never thought was possible. So in a world where almost everybody wants to be famous, you won't go wrong by doing this. Choosing to create deeper and more engaging connections with your audience. Creating content when you feel you have something valuable to say, not when you feel as if you need to. And when you stick to what makes you feel good and wholesome with the positive impact you are making on the people who watch your videos. But enough of all of that. What's the view threshold for going viral on YouTube? Almost half of our community said over 100,000 views, which surprised me a little because that doesn't seem like a lot of views to me. But when you factor in that half of the people voting have less than 100 subscribers themselves, it makes a lot more sense. They would do almost anything for 100,000 views. Which brings us back to the original problem, that hope of one big viral boost instead of slow, patient, consistent growth. Everybody is entitled to their viral moments. You just need to reinterpret what that actually means. For example, I would say that if you typically get 100 views per video, and then you have a video that gets you 400 views, that's a viral moment for you. And it's likely something that you're better equipped to follow up on with your audience. The simple truth is, most people who go viral simply aren't ready for it and they don't know what to do with it. Instead of attempting to go viral just once, we recommend creating content that gradually brings more and more viewers back to your content on a regular basis. And believe you me, those incremental returns will snowball over time, as you'll find out in this video over here.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.